Tässä maalari Hollannista ja Australiasta ja Suomesta.
Get out of your way.
There's nobody downstairs for the discussion session now. Have we checked that? Because it was originally meant to be downstairs. And, yeah. Cheers, mate. Okay, the original idea in this discussion session was that when I've been in these meetings, I always had these questions in my mind, which are sort of comparing my experiences in this country versus what people are experiencing in other countries, and for this, we have now Jeff Marshall and Damien from USA. This is a very quick. I asked the guys just about 30 seconds ago. So you can sit down there comfortably, and you can share this microphone. But we have a couple of questions. The first one is essential in his business. Why does my finger smell of poo? I don't know who sent this, and unfortunately I have the answer, but I'm not telling you.
Maybe the expert, right?
Does anybody else have an answer? Probably not. Why don't you come in here so that I can hand over the microphone for you. But there was a question regarding how to deal with a vinyl and a client who is comparing our work to stuff which is done with vinyl. I think there are differences in different countries, but what are the experiences that you have had in your business? If somebody is comparing your work with vinyl, or says that why is it so expensive when I can get it this and this price from this other guy who does it in vinyl? What do you answer?
Generally, when you're questioned about that type of thing, it's in a positive manner. It's like, wow, how cool does that look, because it's been done by hand. Generally, that's what it's about. If someone, they would get shot down pretty quick if they compare my work to something computer generated or vinyl or digital print. They're two different worlds apart. So I don't really get that problem as such. Going even right down through to the pricing, it just doesn't even It's not a thing. It's the opposite way, that everyone is generally blown away by the fact that it's done by hand, which is great for us because it just pumps us up more, and keeps it going. On to you, Damon.
We have a storefront on a relatively busy street, and so we get a small percentage anyway of people who come in just looking for a sign, and we make it clear in the first sentence or two that everything we do is hand painted, and they either go, oh, I don't need that, or they're really excited about it.
Yeah.
And so they sort themselves out pretty quickly. And we have, just a few blocks away from us, there's a sign shop that's been around for decades and does vinyl and industrial stuff like that, and they happen to be called Budget Signs, which is like the most inauspicious name.
Yeah.
But we're happy to say, well, we can recommend you go right over here to 55 Fradian. Budget Signs can serve you.
Isn't that shocking?
Budget sign.
Yeah.
The thing that I can recall is that sometimes when we're done and they are saying, oh, that's nice, is that a sticker? Like, okay, we don't need to try so hard then. And sometimes we recommend them using a sticker because they ask us painting these opening times in a certain font. And it's like, okay, you can pay us or let us do it. It will cost you half a day work, or you can do a sticker because the rest of the shop is stickered and it doesn't give any extra. For us, it's giving us back pain, whatever. But it's not really. It's adding up to the total shop. So
On that, and this might go against the grain of. I'm just talking
something else.
No.
People want to hear.
Yeah, so this might go against the whole grain of the Letterheads vibe and the feeling, but it's something that I'm quite precious about. So, would you rather turn down that job? Let's say it's $150. Would you rather miss out on that $150 just for the pride of not using vinyl? That doesn't sit well with me. Like, why not just grab the money and run?
No.
It's not so much the pride, it's about functionality of what you do.
But
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Well, like the example Miranda gave, if it's like tiny letters that they ask in a certain font because their logo is in a certain font and you have to match that,
Yep.
then it's so much effort that it's not gonna look the way they want it because they want it to be like a sticker.
But that's doing it by hand.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you've lost that sale. Let's say $150. Let's say $150. So you've lost that sale, whereas you could just simply type that in the computer, select the font, type it in the computer, put the vinyl in the machine, done, stick it on, and walk away with that $150.
No, we'll let someone else do that.
So that's a pride thing.
No, it's an ability thing. We cannot do stickers. When we do stickers, paint it in, take the stickers off, and it's like, oh crap. Then the sticker is lost. We have to do it again. It looks horrible. We are not able. We used the.
No, just stick it on. Like you're not using a mask.
Yeah.
Oh right, no,
But we
don't.
said from the beginning on when we started, we said, okay, if we're going to do this, we're going to hand paint everything.
Yeah.
We're not going to use this. It's not a sense of pride, but it's we just love this. So if we're going to do something with stickers,
It's a
we're
commitment.
degrading ourselves in a sense. Because we chose for a
Sure.
job.
You go and get your grain.
It's kind of commitment, and we always look. If we're able to paint it, then it's fun. So like what Lance is saying, every time that we paint something, we're happy to do it.
Yep.
Even the lousiest jobs, because every time when you go in there, you concentrate, you forget about everything else, and then that day isn't lost, and it's nice, and you have some, you're opening up the eyes of the customers, and they are like, oh, well, if you can do that, maybe you have something inside which you can also do. So that's the extra. And when we would do stickers, and you have so many production problems, then you have to order it or you have to print it yourself. Again, ability thing, we would always missize it or misprint it or whatever. Or you have stickers and it's not really aligned, but when you do it by hand, you can always correct it. Yeah. We can't do stickers, and we know other people who can, so we forward them to them, and then we get a paint job back. So it's kind of working together.
Yeah, cool.
It sounds like it's also a question of what sort of equipment you have in your position. Like we have Jussi here, who's doing stickers, a lot of stickers, but he's also, or vinyl should we say, and he's doing hand lettering as well. But your equipment is top notch, and it makes sense to do it that way. But if you don't have that machinery, it may be a problem because you have to order it somewhere. What I do, I order it from Jussi. Okay.
Interesting.
But as said, you are doing. You can even use your own fonts from the computer. You are in a different situation. But
I think what Lance would possibly, you're going to agree with me, Lance? No, I think what it comes to...
I find it very hard that I will, but...
Yeah, but what the difference is that we've come from, like Lance and I, we've come from the environment where it has been 100% traditional sign writing, which is what you guys were doing or are doing. You know, there wasn't a computer in the shop. It was traditional scale sketches, and everything was paint, which was in the 80s through to the late 80s, and then in around 89, the word came out about there was these machines that were creating these stickers. What was this, you know? So when you spend day in, day out on the poster wall lettering, and then there's a machine that comes along that can quicken the job and you're able to produce multiple signs in a day. Instead of producing a couple of signs in a day, you can do multiple signs in a day. So that's going into the practicality of the sign trade. Whereas the younger generation coming into the craft, they're getting really swept up in that. I don't know. Maybe it's a trend. It's trendy, perhaps. I don't know. But there's a different mindset where we come back from the era where we've done everything by hand, and then we're sort of getting a little bit smarter on how to perhaps make money in the trade.
at the moment, we are in a world that what we call hipster movement, where we have people who really appreciate handicrafts,
Yes.
like handicraft shoes and handicraft beer, and it's as you said, it's fashionable, and I feel that it's a pretty good thing for us because these people don't settle for the normal; they want a little better, and this sort of I don't know. Do we have a younger generation who feels that the handicrafts are somewhat fashionable? What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
Nodding here.
Of course. Otherwise there was no work.
Yeah, of course. That's why everything is. There's just such a huge momentum in it and then you put in the social media aspect of it. People paint a little picture of something and they put it up there, and it just generates this momentum.
Yeah. So what I have found, I got into sign writers events at the end of '90s, and in UK, and it had a very good. It was in how do you say? It was quite popular at that time because UK people were fighting against vinyl at that time, and they tried to raise the standard and themselves, and the same thing happened in the States. You had the Letterheads movement, late 90s, late 70s going up, and then it dried. The first 10 years of 2000, we didn't see too many meetings, and now it's growing, and I think it's growing together with this movement. That people are appreciating handicrafts, maybe because they've seen so much of computer-generated stuff in general, and virtual things.
I've said that a lot, so much it feels like a cliche, but that the more that things digital infiltrate every aspect of our lives, the deeper you're going to feel a hunger for a sense of handcraft, of humanity. Frailty, I don't know.
Yeah.
In the years that, you know, I've been in the trade, I mean, I've done everything. There's not much I haven't done in the industry. I do vinyl, I've got digital printers, but the stuff I enjoy getting up to do these days is rush work. And it's very rare that I'm impressed by a vinyl job. It's the jobs I enjoy seeing are efforts that people have done by hand. Vinyl is just, it's there, it serves a purpose, but I don't get excited about it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you vinyl? We are talking about vinyl stickers now, or records, but that's it. Any questions from the audience? Has this risen any questions into your minds?
I was just wondering that in Finland we ended teaching handwriting at school. I don't know, when was it? Do you remember when was it?
I was handwriting a lot
Yeah,
at my
but
time.
nowadays,
I don't know.
10, 15 last years.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
because we started learning handwriting, like printing, yes, but not.
yeah,
Cursive printed.
Yeah.
Not anymore,
Stuff
that's-
you had in American schools.
does it include something about this? I don't know.
That's a good point. Very interesting point, actually. Yeah.
It's the same in Australia too, they don't teach brushwork in Australia anymore.
Sorry?
If you do an apprenticeship in Australia now, there's no brush courses, no component of it that you do in brushwork. It's all vinyl, so you're a sign maker, you're not a sign.
Yeah, that's right.
Any other questions?
I asked this in the mural one, especially, but was there anything that was like a tipping point for you that was like an aha moment, whether it be a trick of the trade or, I don't know, made life easier, or I remember in Chris's workshop, in Chris's workshop, he said that, in Chris's workshop, he said that when he started looking at the negative space, it like changed how he wrote. So is there anything in your process or that was like a game changer for you in your business?
I think for us, working as a group and getting bigger jobs that you can work on lots of people. Beatbox? Yeah, to me it became clear that when you don't have to do all the jobs, but you can actually let other people do it for you, so you can do the fun jobs. Yeah, that was really an eye opener, because I was thinking in the beginning, oh, we have to do everything ourselves, and you know it's stronger that way. We show ourselves that way. It's better, but it's not the case. You're just tiring yourself a lot. So yeah, I think that was an eye opener.
So I have a job, but
Alright.
it worked.
Yeah, you know who those people are.
Do you need Sandy?
Yeah, but it's not only like, I think you're referring to the Stockholm murals.
Yeah, it's just a eye-opener in general.
Yeah, but also like lettering the car, it's just when it's raining and you have a certain amount of time, it's cold, you cannot sit outside there for 6 hours, you need to finish that car. You do it with multiple people, and the game changer for us, I think, is working every day, starting every day as a group in the shop, dividing the jobs. When somebody isn't able to do it, or spending time with kids or at home, then somebody else can take over, and you can finish the job together. So then that's also a little bit an answer to the turning down jobs for getting, well, doing the paint jobs or the smaller jobs for making money. That's how we kind of make money. Then we collect multiple things, put it in one day, get it to one person, plan it right, and not being out there on your own, doing the startup every day yourself. So that takes a lot of time. So the game changing is that we can do smaller jobs and the bigger jobs because we are with more people, and everybody is sucks at one or two things, but is really great at some other. Has some other qualities. That's really nice.
You have to say anything like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always been a struggle for me to ask for help, and when I got started in this, just looking to get myself into a creative work ethic, and what started out as an apprenticeship that I felt grateful to have, suddenly became, I owned the company 6 months later. And I had no interest in running a business or knowledge of how to run a business or anything like that. So some small bit of the apprenticeship was in that, but like it was so abbreviated and suddenly there. And it took some years, well, years passed, and then I fell out of a tree and broke both my wrists and had to get help. And I'd already had like some painters working with me at that point, but it was then that I just admitted I don't have the energy to do any all of this. I don't have the energy or the interest in balancing the books on top of painting and designing signs and things like that. And so I hired a boss. And it was so great to have somebody else who was doing the bookkeeping and organizing our week and so forth. And I can just concentrate a lot more on just designing stuff. But yeah, asking for help. That's eye-opening, the lights out.
How long was the apprenticeship?
I started the first week of June in '99, and I took ownership of the company in December of that year. So
99?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was, right, and you know, they have
That's
to
fast track.
Yeah, so I just had to act like I knew what I was doing.
What were you doing in trees?
It was a rope swing that was on a tree on a hill, and so I think I made it out to the end of the swing and then didn't hold on, and I think I fell 30 feet. I was not conscious at the end, so I don't know. I'm grateful that I don't remember it.
So climbing to a tree can be a world changer too. Everybody should try that. Okay, many thanks to our good sign writing friends here. I think we can continue.
Let's paint.
Let's paint. Yeah, that's the word.
About that evening.
Yes, and don't forget that we have a mural project going on downstairs. Go and check those people. They may feel a little lonely downstairs. Maybe you could bring some booze for them, some coffee. Damon has a bottle of Koskenkorva. and tonight we will have the party at 7 o'clock or the evening get together, should we say. And we will have a dinner down there, and
Downstairs or in?
no, it's the same place where we have had the lunches, yes. And we have a band there, and we have a special program over there as well, with very, very interesting persons. And maybe at the end of the day we will, no, not then. Yes, at the end of the day we may know where the next Letterheads will take place.
Wow.
And
Is everyone here? Or there's still lots of people downstairs?
there are some people over there, but we are not going to tell it
No.
yet.
So you know.
So it's calendar around the
You
corner.
know.
It's
Well, one thing is sure, I'm not going to arrange it. I'm not going to be one of the persons who's going to arrange it. But anyhow, 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we will meet up there, and until then, we just keep on painting. Thanks, everybody.
So you finished one job? Just have stars all day.
Yeah, you can help. Niin on.